Okay, so we are on lesson 16, and I had to change it up today a little bit because I've been catching up on this high school bullying case, which happened in the Western Cape, and I thought that it might, do justice to the topic, the life lesson that I want to discuss today, which is always speak your truth, even if it's going to upset the establishment. And it will upset the establishment because you are calling out behavior and things that have perpetuated for a very long time that no one else wants to speak about. So it's so interesting that I was catching up on this at the end of this week because I was not really aware of this story because I was so engrossed in work, so engrossed in the final term activities for my kids. And the other thing that I was planning for is that just this morning, Friday, I was, moderating a talk that was speaking to bullying in the workplace. So, as I said when I started this series, that I am a personal leadership and prosperity coach. And really, this is what I teach because one of the things that I do is that I help professional women, executives, whether you are starting out, successfully navigate some of these very challenging spaces without losing your authenticity and your soul. And you'll find that when it comes to these hierarchical spaces, whether it's school or at work, there's always this pressure to assimilate and to conform. And part of that pressure is instilled in the form of bullying. And when it comes to the workplace, particularly women, and especially Black women in that regard, because let's be honest, these places of work are places that were not designed for women, really. The architects, when they started, they were designed for men. And they are generally still very male dominated, even though we are there. So, what I want to say is that from my experience, my life experience, is that bullying doesn't start at school. It starts way before. And to that effect, we actually had this saying when I was growing up in the 80s that bully kids come from bully parents. So for many of you who have experienced bullying, you will realize that one of the first places that you encounter bullying is your own family. They are there. They are the ones, there'll be those that make fun of you, that ostracize you, single you out at family events, pick on you for being different, those kind of stuff. And let's be honest, the family structure is also one of hierarchy, right? Because you have parents, you have the kids, then there's elders, and then other people who have positional power within the family as well. And you'll find bullying in the family. You'll find it at school as well, as many of us has experienced, having grown through the school system. And it doesn't end there. You even find it at work. How do I know? Because I've been through it, right? I, as a Black woman, having experienced various corporate cultures here in South Africa, I endured bullying as well. And what you find is the difference is between the bullying that you find in your schools or at work, it's more like the bullying that you see in the home or within family structures, right? Because whereas at school, it's very overt, out in the open, and tends to be physical, in the workplace and even in families, it's much more covert, covered up, very silent, yeah? It actually, you get gaslighted a lot because it's like you start wondering, okay, am I really being bullied? Is this happening to me? But these are the spaces where you are told, oh, you you are overreacting, or you're reading too much into things. Or, yeah, the one that I personally love and I've experienced is, oh, you're being overly sensitive. Yeah. But you can see that this is not normal behavior and people are really being abusive. And what I wanted to say is, in life, one of the key lessons is to speak your truth and speak truth to power. Don't be afraid to do that. It hurts, yes. There will be consequences. And most times, these consequences are not in your favor. But it's so important in life to be true to yourself. And one of the things that help you to be true to yourself is to speak your truth. Because once you start dishonoring yourself, that's when you go into the space of injuring yourself, injuring your own person from inside. Yeah, and we talk about a lot about selling your soul, and we relate that to the music industry, the entertainment industry. There are a lot of people, even in corporate spaces, even in schools, that sell their souls to the system, that simply will not talk about what they are seeing, what they are experiencing, what other people are experiencing. And yes, in these spaces where this type of behavior, like bullying, is being perpetuated, you will find that there are people who enable it, who set up structures that allow these things to go on and on. But be the one that tells the truth. And the way of the truth teller, absolutely, as I've experienced, is hard, because you're the one who becomes a problem, right? Those perpetrators, they become defensive. They defend the system because they are part of the system. But as somebody who is authentic, as somebody who wants to keep their soul intact, and also maybe even save the souls of others when you are seeing that other people are being abused and bullied, okay? You have to be the one who is prepared to be the one that is not liked, that is not appreciated, that is the problem child. And it happens a lot to people who are light workers, right? People are afraid of your light. That is why they want to diminish you. I mean, even in this young man's life, from what I've seen and heard, the things that I've said about him is that he brings light, he brings peace, he brings joy to the spaces that he has been in. And darkness does not like to see light. Darkness wants to prevail. It wants to put out the light. So be the one who shines a light. Be the one who is light. Be the one who speaks and tells the truth. Be the one who is true to yourself and tells the truth. That is how you take your power back. By telling you the truth, being true to yourself, and speaking truth to power where it's required. Not easy, but somebody has to do it, and that is how you protect your soul and the souls of others around you.